Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about the best-selling book, Your Survival Instinct is Killing You, by Dr. Schoen. This book reveals an important phenomenon: our survival instinct has become a major hidden threat to health in modern society. So, what kind of harm does the survival instinct bring to us? And how should we deal with the survival instinct, so that it no longer hinders but effectively protects our health? Let's start today's interpretation without further ado. First, let's take a look at the formation mechanism of the survival instinct. In our brain, there is a very important area called the limbic system. Its function is to receive physiological signals from all over the body. When these signals enter the limbic system, they will be transformed into various primitive emotions, such as happiness, fear, anger, etc. The purpose of these emotional reactions is to ensure that individuals can respond in time to external threats and thus ensure self-survival. So we can say that these emotional reactions constitute the human survival instinct. Since the survival instinct was formed a long time ago, it retains the high sensitivity of our ancient ancestors when they faced life on the grasslands. Even a slight physical discomfort may be interpreted by the limbic system as a threat to life, thus arousing a strong fear emotion. This is how the survival instinct works. However, the survival instinct can also hurt us in modern society. Let's take a look at the harm mechanisms of the survival instinct. The first link in the survival instinct harming us is that it makes us more prone to anxiety. In fast-paced work and life, we often face various pressures. These pressures will make us feel confused and insecure. Over time, anxiety will gradually accumulate. Second, this anxiety will further transform into various physical and mental discomforts, such as headaches, insomnia, stomachaches, etc. When the discomfort accumulates to a certain level, it will trigger the survival instinct in our brains, causing it to mistakenly believe that life is facing major threats. Third, the survival instinct will produce a strong fear response, expressed through symptoms such as dizziness, palpitations, chills, etc. Different people's fear reactions also differ. Some people will feel weak limbs, some people will feel like vomiting, and some will have obsessive behaviors. Facing these discomforts, we usually try to make ourselves feel better. This can lead to the fourth step: adopting unhealthy coping methods. For example, over-reliance on alcohol, medication, or binge eating to obtain short-term satisfaction. In the end, this coping method will fall into a vicious cycle. They can only temporarily suppress symptoms rather than solve fundamental problems. As dependence increases, the survival instinct eventually becomes more sensitive, leading to more discomforts. We are thus trapped in this vicious cycle. So, if handled improperly, the survival instinct can seriously damage physical and mental health. So how can we reduce the harm of the survival instinct and prevent it from hindering psychological health? The key is to cultivate double perception ability. That is, when experiencing anxiety or discomfort, you can also maintain a calm and relaxed mentality. First, we need to learn to face anxiety instead of forcibly avoiding it. Anxiety is a normal emotion. We can feel its existence, but not judge it or let it dominate us. Secondly, we need to accept the imperfections of life instead of pursuing perfection. Because perfection does not exist, pursuing perfection will only make us more anxious. We can try to experience some uncomfortable things and gradually expand our psychological comfort zone. Finally, establishing a regular life is very important. Get up, study, work and sleep on time, which will make the brain feel safe. At the same time, learn to relax through deep breathing, meditation, listening to music, etc. A regular life can enhance our ability to deal with anxiety. Through these methods, we can train our double perception ability to remain calm in the face of anxiety, and let the rational part of the brain also participate in emotion management, rather than just being dominated by the limbic system. This allows the survival instinct to truly play its protective role, rather than become a burden affecting health. In his book, Your Survival Instinct is Killing You, Dr. Schoen also introduces many other coping methods. If you want to learn more about how to treat your survival instinct properly, I highly recommend you purchase and read this book. I hope today's video can give you some inspiration. Thank you for watching. See you next time.